What's up everybody, Marcus here with Daily Adaptation, and today I want to show you a few stretches and foam rolling techniques for the chest, the upper traps, and the scalenes or the neck muscles. So what you're going to need today is either a back buddy or a Theracane, which some of you might not have, so I'm going to use this, or a foam yoga block or a heavy textbook with a tennis ball or lacrosse ball. All right, so now that you've got your tools, we're gonna go ahead and start with the chest. And what we're gonna focus on what's called the pec minor. And the pec minor is located right here. So if this is the pec major, the largest part of the chest, right here, this is gonna be the pec minor up in the corner where the shoulder is. So if this is my collarbone across here, this is the shoulder, they kind of meet right here in the middle and they kind of fan down from the shoulder down at this angle. So that's where we're gonna be aiming, is right up in this pocket in this area here. So I'm gonna use my tennis ball today rather than my lacrosse ball, which is a little bit hard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it right onto that spot. I'm then gonna take this foam block and pull it in to my chest, pinching and retracting my shoulder blades. I'm just setting my watch for 2 minutes here. So each exercise is gonna be done for 2 minutes. So now that I have that pulled in, I'm just gonna apply pressure by pulling my arms into my chest, find a painful spot, and then just simply breathe. Big deep inhales through the nose, exhales through the nose. Once I breathe about 3 or 4 times, big and deep, I'll move spots. Okay, so finding a new spot, I'm simply just going to shift that ball over to the side just a little bit more. I'll give you a side view here. So now I've just moved that ball just slightly. I'm going to pull my arms back, retracting and pinching my shoulder blades back and together. Find that new spot, pull in, and breathe. If you're not getting much out of this, and this isn't intense enough for you to break up that tissue, there's a few techniques we can apply. The first technique is simply rocking side to side, just like that. Nice and easy, making small little circles in that area. The second technique that you can use in this position is trying to actively roll that shoulder back as aggressively as you can, inhaling, and then as you exhale, pulling even deeper into that spot, rolling the shoulder back even more to open up that area. If either one of those techniques is just too intense for you, simply just find a new spot every 20 seconds or so, or every third breath or third inhalation, and just breathe. So your entire chest is up for grabs here, but what I want you to focus on is, again, that pec minor area, because this is the area that really affects the shoulder rounding forward. And that's a really common problem that we all face these days. Having iPhones, having computers, working at jobs where we have to round. I mean, even students in school have to sit at a desk all day and round forward to read books and things like that. So much of our society is kind of set up for us to slump forward, and this is an area that helps to open that up. Okay, so that's been 2 minutes. We're gonna switch to the opposite side. So same setup, take that ball, pec minor, take the block, pull it in, find a spot, and breathe. 2 minutes, 3 inhales, exhales each side, or each position. And what you're looking for are little points of pain, right? Little painful areas in here. So this is one of the few times where I'm gonna ask you to move towards pain rather than away from it. Sometimes you get little pops to your neck, little adjustments. They're normal. Again, you're affecting length-tension relationships. So now I'm moving sides. I inhaled 3 times. Moving sides. Finding a painful spot. Sitting right on top of it, pinching, retracting the shoulder blades back and together. I'm going to switch to using my cane so I can show you that, in case for all of you that have it. I'm going to take that cane, pull it in, use the soft end, and pull in just like that. I have to apply way less pressure because it's a lot more blunt. Finding a new spot after 3 breaths, 3 inhales. Again, searching for a painful spot. There's one. Pulling in, using this arm to produce pressure in, pulling shoulders back and down. No cross friction with this one, no sliding side to side, but you can definitely pull in a little bit more aggressively. So using the technique where you breathe in deeply, and then as you exhale, pulling in a little bit deeper, pinching and retracting the shoulder blades, definitely applies to this one. About 15 seconds left. Okay, so I just realized, so now we're gonna move on to the traps. I just realized that with the equipment that I have, getting the upper traps is a little complicated with this one, so I'll discuss that in another video. So for today, hopefully you have this cane because that's what I'm gonna use. So I apologize for that. So if you don't have this cane, it's definitely a worthwhile investment. You can get off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. It's called a Back Buddy or a Theracane. So I'm gonna take this cane and I'm gonna move into the upper trap. So most people think that this is their shoulder. The shoulder is actually here, it's your deltoid. This is the upper trapezius muscle. It's responsible for shrugging up your shoulders, which we all kind of commonly do, so it's a great release technique. So I'm gonna take this and press it right into that upper trap. I'm gonna search for a point of pain. I'm simply just gonna breathe, just like before. So I pressed into a spot here. Big, deep inhale, exhale. Give you a little side view. Not very exciting. Finding a new spot after the third inhale. Pressing into it, rolling the shoulder forward slightly in this position so I can expose that upper trap just a little bit more. Every exhale, if you like, pressing a little bit deeper. Don't press so deep that your body reacts by tensing up against it. Okay, third exhale. Now we're going to find a spot right in here. There's one. We're going to probe around a little bit. Big deep inhale, exhale. You can move and manipulate your head and neck around. Find other spots. Moving spots after your third inhale and exhale. And time. Okay, that's been 2 minutes. We're going to switch sides. I'm not sure which view is better for you, so I'm just going to give you straight for about a minute, and then I'll switch to the lateral side. So again, finding a spot. I got this across my body instead of it just being on one side. I'm going to trigger into a spot, and then simply breathe. Big, deep inhales, exhales. Every exhale, go a little bit deeper if you feel comfortable. Move and manipulate your head and neck around a little bit to find those spots. 3 inhales, exhales, and then find another spot. So again, I'm pressing into that trap right here, top of that shoulder, space between the shoulder and the neck. Left, giving you a little bit of a lateral view. Massage gently to find a spot. There's a spot. Just going to hang out and breathe now. Three inhales, exhales, moving positions now. more time. I think one more spot. And time. Okay, so for the next one, all you need is your hands, right? So we're just gonna do a little bit of a neck massage. I'm gonna use both hands at the same time so we can maximize our time. And what I'm gonna do is I'm simply just going to grab the back of my neck, just like this with my hands on the side of the spine, and I'm just gonna pull and gently squeeze, pulling my elbows in, and then just come right back up to the top and then pull all the way down, just like that. Back and forth, stretching out the back of the cervical extensors, flexors, just like that for a minute. And then I'm gonna shift around and get the outside edges, just like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rock my head from side to side, and my hands are slowly gonna fall down the sides of my neck. Once I get back up to the top there, right on the side through here, I'm gonna press in with as much pressure as I feel comfortable, and then slowly rock down, just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you a side view of the neck. So I'm gonna take my hands back and behind. I'm gonna grab up at the base of the head there. And I'm gonna slowly massage and pull. Just kind of pulling everything forward. Using your hands to manipulate, grabbing right on the sides of the spine there, and pulling the tissue down and away. Really, really gentle, nice and relaxed. You don't have to push terribly hard. It should feel really good. Just massaging all the way down, right down to the base of the upper neck, your cervical vertebra. Inhale as the hands slide down. Exhale as you come back up. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the front. Hands are on the side of the neck just like this, and I'm simply applying pressure, so I'm pushing in, and I'm just gonna rock my head side to side, and that's gonna slowly bring my hands down to the side, right out in front, just like that. Okay, then start right back at the top. Press in on the sides, right below the ears. Sliding side to side. Man, this must look super goofy on film. It feels really good. That's it for the foam rolling. So now we're gonna go ahead and stretch out these muscles. And it's what we're gonna need. We're gonna use a foam roller to stretch out the chest, and all we simply need to do is lay on our back down the length of that foam roller. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the camera here so that we're all the way down and you can see these stretches. Lost it. Okay. So taking that foam roller, sitting right down on the very end of it, just like this, so your lower back is supported, your tailbone and lower back are supported, and then your upper back and neck are supported on that foam roller. Draw the abdominals in, so your back is flat to the roller and not arched up in that position. Bring the arms open out to the side, just like this, knees are bent, and simply breathe for 1 minute. Big deep inhales, exhales. You can pinch your shoulder blades together, creating a little bit more of a stretch. And then what I like to do is slowly, like you're making snow angels with your arms, bring those arms up and above the head, and then slowly bringing them right back down. If you're on a flat ground with your foam roller, keeping your fingertips against the ground the entire way through that range of motion would be a really good place to start.
to get that flexibility. If you can't maintain with your fingertips on the ground, that's okay. You'll get there eventually. So if I find a spot that's exceptionally tight, like right here at about a 45-degree angle for me, I'll just hang out and I'll breathe in that position. Big deep inhales, exhales, pinching your shoulder blades back and together. Again, only here for about a minute, which is coming up in about 10 seconds. You are more than welcome to stretch out here for as long as you'd like. The biggest thing here is if you stretch for too long and then you try to go swim or do something athletic with your upper body or throw something, your range of motion has increased a lot and the muscles have gone to sleep to a certain extent. So be really careful with how you perform athletically when you're done with this movement. Because you want to make sure that those muscles are reactive and firing rather than being really asleep. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one, which is gonna be those trap stretches, the upper trap. So I'm gonna take this, I gotta stand for this one. Okay. Perfect, except for it's jiggling a bunch. Okay, so for the trap, what we need to do is we need to take the right hand, push it down like this. So I'm actively pushing that shoulder down like that without rotating your body. Push that down and then simply lean the head off to the left-hand side. So I'm creating tension downward, I'm leaning to my left, and I'm just breathing and hanging out in this spot. Big deep inhales, exhales. I'm trying to take my left ear to my left shoulder, but as you can see, because I'm pushing down here with this hand, I'm not able to make it too far. If I was to relax that hand, I could turn my head a lot more, but because my hand's pressing down, it's limiting my range of motion, but I'm getting a very strong stretch up through this area. Rolling the head slightly forward and back. Just along that line on that left side. So this is obviously getting the neck here as well as that upper trap. That's fine. You can't truly isolate any muscle group, whether you're stretching it or if you're working it. It's all connected. Okay, so it's been a minute. We're gonna do the same thing the other side. So taking the left hand, reaching down as far as you can, taking the right ear to the right hand side, and breathing. So reaching down, bringing the head down to the side, dropping the chin down, back and forth. So no matter what, I'm constantly reaching and pressing that shoulder down so I get that tension right here in that area. Lowering my head off to the right, rolling back and forth. You may experience small little pops in your neck and in your back. If there's no pain associated with them, they're no big deal as far as I'm concerned. If there's pain associated with it, obviously back off. One minute total. Big deep inhales, exhales, 10 seconds to go. All right, okay, so for our last one that we're gonna be working with here is we're going to stretch out the neck and we're simply just gonna do neck circles, very slow and controlled. So arms at the side, nice and relaxed. Turn the head down, rotate it forward, all the way around, inhaling as the head comes back. Exhaling on your downward phase. Inhaling as the head comes back. Exhaling as you come down, getting ready to reverse it in 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Remember to keep your posture upright, shoulders back, chest up high. Don't allow your shoulders to roll forward, that won't work very well. Pinch your shoulders back and together as much as you can. And take it slow. Only imagine how boring this looks on this video. Hopefully you're able to get something out of it. This feels absolutely wonderful on my neck.
Again, if you experience any pops or cracks, there's no pain associated with them. It's perfectly fine. You got a lot of stuff going on in the neck. Okay, so that was a minute. That was more of a mobilization exercise than anything rather than a stretch, but mobilization and stretching, really same. All right, we're very close to each other, not exactly the same, of course. Okay, so what we worked on today is we worked on stretching out the upper traps, the neck, and that chest and pec minor. I'm Marcus with Daily Adaptation. It's been an absolute pleasure. This was my 5th and final routine for the week. We went through 5 different days, hitting several muscle groups on each day to break up the entire body. If you want to sit through and do an entire series, I think it's going to be like an hour and a half of stretching. If you want to go for it, go for it. Just remember, try not to do anything terribly athletic afterwards. I typically try to do these stretches later in the day, even though it's in the morning time right now. I try to do them later in the day before I go to bed, so that way I wake up and I feel good and my muscles aren't asleep. They're just in their length and range of motion. Okay? All right, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you here next time.